morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. It's Thursday. It's a beautiful morning. I think we're going to be seeing 80 couple degrees today before before we get some thunderstorms coming through later. And I wanted to have a chat, not really a chat, but I wanted to talk to everybody about a controversial topic that was that's been floating around the social media world here lately, Facebook, a few other places, and I'm sure other outlets I don't even use. But the topic up for discussion is homework for elementary aged kids. And this is across, we're going to take this across the board. We're going to go across the board. We're going to talk about the school system. Let's talk about the homeschoolers, etc. We can go wherever you want to go. I'd be curious to see some comments as we go, and I would love to see some discussion on it. But it's an interesting topic. A friend of mine, a colleague, I should say, posted this question, not even really a question, a controversial topic, and just said, hey, here's a hot mic moment for everyone, and his advice was that homework for elementary age children is a bad idea and does more harm than good. And that's an interesting topic to me. I don't see how it can do more harm than good unless it's done incorrectly. So, can it do harm? Absolutely. If you're burying an elementary age student in homework to where they're having to go home or they're already at home from being homeschooled and they have hours of homework to do, that's absolutely crazy. That's crazy, and absolutely that would probably do more harm than good. You know, there's a family life, there's a part of the evening that should be dedicated to other things and not just a young child like that having to sit and spend hours upon hours on homework. Now, we're not talking about someone that's struggling to complete an assignment or learning something new and it takes a while. Those are rare situations. But we're not going to say that just homework for all elementary age children is a bad idea, because they can actually do a lot of good. And there's a whole lot of people that will argue this with me, I have no doubt. And they will be educators, teachers, experts, I'm sure. Experts. And I have no problem with it. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. But at the end of the day, we are training these children for their future. We are setting them up for success. And I don't know about all of you that are listening, but I do know that just about every industry has the opportunity that you need to work a little bit extra to further your self-confidence or potentially your career, or maybe you own a business. Maybe you manage a factory. Maybe you're the president of a nonprofit organization. Maybe you're a real estate agent. Let's think about that for a second. Do we just work 8 to 5 in the office? No. And even though your client schedule might be all over the map, there's still going to be extra work that you're going to choose to do that allows you to be better at your job or advance yourself for your future. And that is what we're training these kids for. These young children need to have that fostered environment of knowing that, yes, they go to school. School's like having a job. It's 8 to 4. And you will hear some people say, well, if you can't teach my kid basic mathematics in 8 hours, why do I have to then teach them at home? Well, first of all, let's look at how we're teaching mathematics, and let's really scratch our heads and say, why are we making it harder? 8 plus 4 is 12, no matter how you do it. Well, let's just do it 8 plus 4. Let's not break it down and say it's really 2 plus 2 6 times. I'm sorry, but we don't need this Common Core mentality of mathematics. And we're training these children for the future. We're training them to know you're getting an education, you're learning, and yes, after or when you go home, sometimes there's a little bit to go along with it. And that should be a very manageable amount of work. Let's say there's 20 math problems. Well, maybe the students get to pick out 5. So if the homework assignment could be up to 20 problems, you could say to all the students, you have to do at least 5. Practice 5 problems. And that's a good word to use. A lot of people get stuck on this word homework. I wouldn't even call it homework. It's practice. And a lot of you are athletes, have been athletes, student athletes. Tell me one sport you play where when you're not at practice or not in a game, that you never have to do anything, quote unquote, homework or practice outside of when you're with your team. And I don't think there's one sport or one advanced athlete in the world that would tell you they never had to do just a little bit extra to advance themselves in their sport, to better themselves at their skill. And that is what we're talking about with students with the proper load management of homework/practice. So it was funny because in the social media world, it's easy for everyone to hammer down their comments, hammer down their mindset, hammer down on something that just they're so passionate about that in their mind, their way is the only way, or how they feel is correct. And at the end of the day, that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But if we want to set these children up for success and we want to make the world a better place, let's foster the environment of teaching them that yes, there will be occasionally, doesn't even need to be every day, but there will be that little bit extra. And that little bit extra is what can make you better at what you do. And when they learn that at a young age, they become harder workers, they become more focused, they become more attentive, because they might learn that they need to pay attention a little bit more because later they have to do it on their own. Now, some students will absolutely reject that. Some students will never evolve in that category. Some students just will never be able to be good at doing homework. Other students can probably do some of it with their eyes closed, figuratively speaking. But since it was a topic of discussion, it's been something I've been thinking about for a couple days, so I decided while I'm driving to work this morning on this beautiful Thursday that it would just be something to talk about. And I'd be really interested in whoever watches this video to share some comments. I'd like to hear some opinions, and heck, maybe this is something we need to do a little bit more of in the future. And just pick out some things and talk about it and see where we go. So let me hear from you. I want to know, elementary age students, we're talking about the third graders up to, say, the second graders up to the sixth graders, maybe even seventh grade. Maybe some people would even say 7th, 8th grade. Heck, you could probably run it on right up into high school, because are you losing students to homework? No. Some people will tell you you're losing students to homework, because guess what? There's just as many parents out there that don't believe in it, that will tell their kids it's okay to not do their homework. Or the parents will say, we're not doing that. So what are you teaching that child? I don't care if they're in high school or not. what are you teaching them when you tell them, we don't believe in that, or we don't agree with that amount of homework, so we're not doing it, and the school can deal with it. So what are we really teaching them? Now, could we take a different approach? Could we formulate a plan to talk to the educators? Could we talk to the teachers? I mean, I'd say talk to the school board, but that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day, because school boards in general have, in large part, fallen apart. And some of the school systems and the way they're operating is just a head scratcher altogether. So, and I apologize for the background noise. Maybe it's annoying. Maybe you're not even going to want to listen to this. I don't know. But I'm on 81, driving through south central Pennsylvania. And most of you that know 81 in PA or anywhere, it's a highway. It's a ribbon through multiple states, and there's nothing but road work and road patches and all kind of fun stuff. So, hence all the background noise. But I want you all to have a good day today. I appreciate you tuning in, whoever's going to watch this video, and let's talk about it. Have a great day. Enjoy your Thursday, and we'll see you on the next one.